Hi, so today I'll do a very quick demonstration of some new technology from Pexip called the hybrid cloud. What the hybrid cloud enables you to do is take a small on-premise deployment and utilize server space within public cloud providers such as Amazon Web Services or other providers and grow your on-premise deployment automatically into the cloud. So today I'll show you a quick demonstration of how that works. So what I'll do now is show you a quick endpoint dialing into the conference. We're dialing one number, there's no special number that we're dialing, it's just a standard conference. Get our endpoints to dial in. On screen here what I've got is a couple of dashboards. We have our cloud dashboard here, which is going to show you the state of our cloud bursting. We have our Pexip management interface. This interface is the single pane of glass that you go to monitor your Pexip deployment. We've also got some test endpoints down here that enable us just to dial in some video endpoints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect in a couple of guys to our conference, and over on the video screen you can see the standard Pexip experience where you have the main speaker and a couple of participants in the bottom. Okay? Let's dial in a few more people. And what you'll notice on screen, we're using Pexip's very rich, open and well-documented APIs to actually indicate on-premise load. So this is just a visual indication of how hard this particular worker is working. And what we've seen here is that at an arbitrary threshold of 66%, I've chosen to use this as a warning indicator that we need more capacity. So what you'll notice up here on the dashboard is that we've actually spawned into life a brand new conferencing node in Amazon's Web Services. So when I first deployed Pexip, I deployed Pexip everywhere. When you deploy Pexip and you can turn the instances off, you don't actually pay too much for those instances. It's a very cost-effective way of having additional capacity. Using the APIs, I've now switched that instance on, and we're now waiting for this instance to come up. While this is happening, I'm going to bring up a visual representation of our conference so you can see a bit better what's going on. So through the management pane, I can bring up our conference. We go into our Blue Sky conference. We can see all of our participants, and we'll now look at a graph. So this is just a very clear visual indication of our conference, how the conference is handling. You can even get indications of packet loss on this bouncy balls graph to see a good overall picture of your conference. So what we'll do now, you'll notice on screen here we have a little green blinking heart. What this is indicating to me is this conferencing node is now ready, it's ready to accept traffic, and we can now start growing our conference. So back to our virtual participants, I'm now going to start dialing in people. And what you notice here, we've got extra people dialing into our Oslo worker. And our media load now has hit 100%. Now without Pexip Hybrid Cloud, this would be the end of your conference. No other people could join, you get capacity exceeded, and you'd be stuck. With Pexip Hybrid Cloud, the next person to dial in, what you'll see, the conference will be the same. They haven't dialed a different number, they're not doing anything special. The video will look the same. Here's Stian, he's come in. There's no change in experience. He doesn't know he's in the cloud, he doesn't need to know he's in the cloud. But you as an administrator can breathe a sigh of relief because we are now processing media in the cloud. The end user experience is identical, it's the same good experience you get from Pexip, but we're now processing that call in the cloud. And as you can see, on-prem capacity 100%, cloud capacity 33. You can now continue to grow this conference and utilize all the available space in Amazon. You can see over here on the bouncy balls graph that we've created a secure, efficient link between the two nodes. The connection between your premise and your cloud provider is done over a secure VPN, so everything's secure by default. One of the other features we can show here is that once the conference starts to tear down, if we disconnect a few people, we can start to do some clever things. What we'll do is we'll realize that actually we have a bit of capacity on premise that we can use. So rather than paying for money in the cloud, what we can do is move that capacity back on premise to try and save ourselves a bit of money. So I'm just going to go and optimize this conference. And what you'll see is as we're optimizing, we're taking the load from the cloud back down on premise. The end user experience is very good. For us, we see a participant leave and rejoin very quickly. The participant that's being moved sees a very momentary glitch in video, as if nothing's happened. Again, he doesn't know what's happened, but in actual fact you can see we've now moved our media back on premise. We've got all premise workers, all workers on Oslo Worker, and we can now switch off this node. Just disconnect a few more people. And you'll see, as our media load drops, we can switch off the European node and save ourselves a bit of money. On the monetary side of things, typical conferences like this, depending on where you go, which region, which country you're in, it runs for a typical 4 or 5 person conference, maybe a few dollars to run this service. So very cost efficient.